pretty decent hour. I guess it's about 6:30. What is this, day 35? And still on my way to Finisterre. Got 2 or 3 more days of hiking until I get there. Then fun how I do it. So I gotta find my way back to the Camino. I think it's this way right here. Looks pretty cool up there. You know, leaving early in the morning, a lot of times it's too dark for me to see a lot of the places that I'm walking through, but left a little bit later this morning. This place is kind of cool, especially because it's still kind of foggy and misty out. It makes for an interesting walk. Old doors. Nice. Okay, so today's minor dilemma is figuring out exactly how far I'm going to go today. According to my Far Out app, which is the only kind of guide I have right now. By the way, all this confusion and stuff that I had with the others, it's really, I actually bought a guide before I left the States, which a lot of the other pilgrims have this guide. It's a book, and it gives a lot of detail about a lot of stuff that makes it a whole lot easier. But unfortunately, or fortunately, that was the only thing I forgot to pack. Typically, you know, you think, oh, it's always something you forgot to pack. Sometimes it's more important than others. And that was the only thing that I forgot to pack, and it would have been nice to have it, but clearly I didn't, and it's caused me some confusion trying to read the charts and things that they gave me before I left France. But anyway, according to Far Out, which is the only guide I have right now, there's only a couple of options for me to spend the night, and one of them would make for a fairly short trip, about 15 miles today, and then the next one, it's almost another 15 miles to get to that one, I think, but a considerable distance would make for a longer hike today. So that's my question: am I going to do a longer or shorter hike today? And normally, since my ultimate destination is the place that I want to spend some time, I would say, okay, I'll do the longer hike, you know, before, and have a shorter hike the day that I reach my destination, because there's some sort of attraction there that that I'll probably want to spend more time with. So that's what typically would make sense. However, Finisterre, the way I understand it, once I reach the shore, it's these cliffs, and it's mostly just sort of like the symbolic end of the earth. I guess back in Roman times, the Romans considered that the end of the earth. So it's really just sort of symbolic. Once I get there, sort of like been there, done that. So the idea of being able to spend more time there isn't as important. So it's probably going to depend upon how I feel when I get to my first option to stop. If you know, I have been hiking for 35 days now, and the only time off I took actually was when I was sick. So that's my dilemma today. How far am I going to go? So we'll see. The first town, I should arrive at the first town. Well, if that's 15 miles away, yeah, that's going to be let's see. That's going to be at least 5 hours, 6 hours hike just to the first town. So yeah, it's going to be a tough decision. I'm going to have to double check the distance between that one and the next one. But if it's more than 10 miles. Oh, by the way, I'm talking in miles now because my far out app, I have it set to miles. So I'm not really thinking in terms of kilometers much anymore. So anyway, all right, yeah, and typically I will walk about 3 miles every hour or about 5 kilometers every hour. Boy, this is a rocky road or path right here. Okay, heading into my first town today. Most of my climb is going to be uphill today. In fact, just if you can look out, you can sort of see I've already climbed up. Looks like the sun is rising in that direction, kind of nice. But anyway, this is my first town. I don't know if I'm gonna find anything here. It's a little early. I definitely wouldn't mind having to walk a little bit further before I got some breakfast, but if they've got something here, I might take advantage of it because I don't know what's going to be further down the trail. So, and it's kind of hard for me to tell how big this town is going to be just yet because I'm just on the edge of it. So we'll see what's up here. Yeah, leaving that town. Nothing there for me, but hopefully maybe another hour down the road, I'll run into a town that will have something for me. Okay, it looks like I'm approaching another town. And I'm ready for some breakfast. Some eggs would be great. Okay, so far I haven't seen anything, but I think there's a lot more to see in this town, so I'm hoping. I mean, it's just a little after 8. Typically I'll go a little further before I have breakfast, so if I have to, I can, but if the opportunity is here, I'm going to get some breakfast. Well, it looks like breakfast is going to have to wait. Hopefully it won't be too much longer before I run into another town. Okay, so town number 3, the little cafeteria. And evidently there's an albergue there too. That wasn't on my far out app. But as you can see, it made me walk all the way up the steps, but it was worth it. I had some eggs and bacon, coffee and juice, and I'm good to go. And by the way, I'm feeling pretty good, so I think I'm probably going to go ahead and do those extra miles, which means I'll be doing probably a little more than 5 more hours of walking today. So I've done a little more than 2. I've done about 2.5 hours of walking so far. Another 5.5, and so that'll be a pretty good day of hiking. I will have gotten in some good miles, but it'll put me in shape to get to Finisterre with time to relax once I get there. All right, I think I might be at my peak for the day. We'll see. I haven't checked my GPS. My GPS will tell me for sure, but from the looks of things, I don't see anything that could be much higher than I am right now. So I'll check my GPS and confirm that. Okay, I'm entering my 4th town for today, and the first town that according to my far out has an albergue, and I think I see that right up here. I'm obviously not going to stop here. According to far out, there's going to be another albergue, which is the one that would have been that I was considering possibly stopping at if I didn't want to do a longer day. And when I get there, I'll reassess the situation. But right now, I'm feeling like I'm feeling pretty good, and I think I'm going to be doing the longer day. But let's see what this town has to offer. If I can get a cold drink, I would do that. Okay, don't really have anything new to add. Just this has been a good day. The weather is, I mean, the sun's out, but it's not too hot. I mean, I'm perspiring a little bit, but pretty comfortable. The hike has been good. I've been going uphill today, but the grade has not been so severe that it's really been too much of a challenge. And the scenery's been nice. And I just sort of been, you know, walking along and daydreaming, thinking a lot, you know, as I have been all along, thinking a lot about what's going to happen when I get back to the States and relocate to Mexico and the Appalachian Trail and all that stuff. And, you know, in between all that, I'm going to be heading off to Australia and New Zealand. So, yeah, it's been a nice, relaxing hike today. Nothing too traumatic in terms of my climbs, you know, a little bit here and there. And, yeah, relaxing and pretty much by myself the whole way. At the place I stopped for a little breakfast, you know, there were some other people there having some breakfast. As many locals, I think, as pilgrims, actually. But yeah, I've seen a few pilgrims here and there, passed a few of them along the way, but for the most part, I've just had some nice alone time to think about things and feel pretty good. You know, as I said before, I mainly do these videos for my friends and family. I started off doing videos of and blogging about my travels for my students, but now it's really just for friends and family. But I've noticed, especially since I've started this trip, that there's been a lot of people, I guess, that have just found me on YouTube, and I guess are interested in the Camino, and I've been leaving some comments actually for me on YouTube. And I've also said in the past that you know, I don't really give advice. You know, I'll share my perspective on things, but I'm not necessarily a person that I would recommend you turn to for advice. But some people have been in some of the comments have been asking about my Camino experience, and I don't mind sharing my experiences and giving my perspective about things. You know, someone asked me about my selfie stick a while back, and I replied, wanted to know what the stick I was using and that kind of stuff. So I'm happy to do that. If you've got questions about things, you know, what are the albergues like? You know, what's my budget? You know, how much have I been spending? You know, I did some research, and they were most of my research was telling me to expect to spend somewhere between 40 and 50 euros a day, and I think that's probably about right. But I haven't really been paying attention to what I've been spending, but I suspect it's probably pretty close to that. So, but yeah, if anybody, I mean, if you've got questions, feel free to ask, and I'm happy to share my personal experience and my perspective on things. As far as advice, you know, I think probably might be a good example of what not to do. Don't forget your guidebook. Yeah, learn. If you're looking for advice, come and look to me for what not to do as well as what to do. Yeah, climbing up, it's a nice little challenge. Get you out of breath for sure, but the challenge is almost always rewarded with a nice view. Okay, well, it's a little too soon for me to be in the town that's my destination. I hear some music playing. I'm wondering what that music is, because I can't believe it's coming from my destination town, because I'm still not that close to it yet. So I think once I go around this bend up here, I might be able to see where the music's coming from. So we'll check in then. Here it is.
Muchísimas gracias.
Music is coming
Gracias,
from.
familia. Mirad,
It's like just a little.
no paramos de bailar, no paramos de disfrutar mucha música de baile.
Hear me right now. Okay, I don't know if you could even hear me as I was walking through there because the music was so loud. But yeah, they had a stage and a little area there, little sort of outdoor performance area, some sort of celebration. It could have been a wedding, something like that. I don't really know. But there's plenty of cars that have been parked along the road for quite a ways now, so some sort of big deal. Okay, looks like I am arriving at my destination town today. I think I've got another at least 10 or 15 minutes of walking before I get to the albergue I have targeted. So we'll see. Let me actually enter town here and we'll find out more. Oh, it goes this way. There's the sign.